Hi Stampers, it's Kristy here from KristyCoromandel.com and welcome to our holiday blitz for 2019. 30 holiday projects in 30 days. So these are the stuff that you're going to need for this project here. So I've already cut mine out. I've got some crumb cake cardstock that's 2.5 by 1.5 inches. I've got some plaid designer series paper, so you can pick whatever pattern you like. And this one here is 2 3/4 by 1 3/4 piece. Got a cherry cobbler cardstock, which is 2 by 3 inches long. I've got some of our gold shaded spruce ribbon, which I've already tied into a bow. You'll also need some linen thread. And we've got these little cute little jingle bells here. So they're the supplies that you would need. Now the stamp set we're working on is the Perfectly Plaid stamp set, and I'm going to be using this image here as well as this one right here. So I've already got those mounted to my block. Our ink colours today is soft suede and shaded spruce. Plus you are going to need your trio punch, because we're going to be using this little image right here from our trio punch, and our coordinating punch with our stamp set, which is the pine tree punch. So there's all the stock that we need for today's project. Oh, and oops, I forgot, we also need some scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock. So the first thing we're going to do is our scrap piece of cardstock here, and as we're working with photopolymer, I've got my stamping mat underneath. I'm going to start with my outline of my stamp image, and I'm going to stamp this in soft suede. So I'm going to ink it up. Might stamp it this way, and then I can stamp my soft suede. Next I've got my shaded spruce, and I've got the inside of my leaves. I don't want them that dark, so I am going to stamp off onto some scrap first before lining it up in those little gaps and stamping my green image right there. So you can always use the Stamparatus if you need to help you line up your images. So I've got my tree punch. I'm just going to simply punch him out. And I can set that aside for a moment. So next I've got my 3 pieces of cardstock or embellishments that I've done. I'm going to layer these on top of each other like so, just on an angle. And then I'm going to stick those down. Okay, so I have all my elements, all my cardstock all laid on top of each other. I've just stuck them down with some adhesive. I'm using my trio punch. I'm using this little bit here just to create a hole for the top of my little tag. So I am just going to center that as best I can. Okay, and there's our little hole. So to finish it off, I've got my little bow here and my jingle bell, and I'm going to tie this jingle bell onto my ribbon using some linen thread. So I'm just going to tie this into a knot just so my bell stays on my ribbon here. And then to stick this to my tag, I'm simply going to hold these 2 ends together, thread it through the hole, pull this as tight as I can, okay, I'm going to tie this into a knot at the end and trim off my excess. And then so that this ribbon here does stay on intact, I am going to use a glue dot just to stick that ribbon down. So I will stick it on the back of my ribbon, or my bow I should say. Okay, so I'm going to trim my ribbon ends without trimming my linen thread, like so. And then I'm going to add my tree. I'm going to pop him up using some Stampin' Dimensionals. So now I can add my little tree. I've just got some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back here, and I'm going to center him onto my crumb cake cardstock right there. And there's my little tag. How cool is that? And you can write your to and from right there on the back, and it's great for a little gift idea to put on a gift this Christmas. So come back tomorrow where I'll show you, we'll create a little treat bag that we can put all these little gifts in, tags in for a gift for somebody. Till next time, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll catch you again in the next video. Bye for now.